networking, you will understand that the person who you want to become, first of all, interact with people like them. So suppose if you want to be a space systems engineer, interact with space systems engineers out there, right? Then you will get to know what sort of skills you need to develop, and how much gap is there. Based on the gap which you have now recognized after networking, attend some training programs, attend some diploma certifications or masters, whatever degree or side courses you need to upskill yourself. Do that, and while doing so, try to develop this habit of at least writing conference papers, if not scopus index papers, at least conference papers, so that you can submit these abstracts and papers to the various international conferences. Attend these conferences in physical if possible. I know it will cost a lot of money, but trust me, those money will be worth it, right? And there are travel grants also. So if you apply for travel grants, you will get that. And if there isn't, uh, please be what do you say? You will spend money on your makeups and everything, right? To make sure that your skincare routine is there and all. So be open to spend money for these conferences also. Go there, attend those conferences, interact with people, network with them, exchange your cards. So those who don't know this culture of exchanging cards, basically, whenever you go to conferences, we have a card where our name, our LinkedIn ID, and everything is mentioned, and we share our business cards and all that stuff, so that we can connect with each other later. So do that. Attend the conferences, because partner with the people whom you have met, and then continue your journey. So that was about the conferences. Then you can look out for internships even then and there. So for example, in the last IAC conference in Dubai, I was there. So even people from Lockheed Martin and other such big space companies were there, and you could easily go and ask them for sponsors, or ask them for working with them, or any sort of collaborations, right? So even my own systems engineering, I did it under Ken. He is also an ISS astronaut trainer. He was previously, and currently, he's a very old, but he still works for Lockheed Martin. He was training us astronauts for past 20 years and all. So I was able to do that because I network with these guys, and I learned directly from them, right? So uh, do those stuff. And then you can also try to learn a foreign language if you want to get jobs in, maybe or maybe do your higher studies in France, Germany, and etc. And then at the end, be solution oriented. And if you follow this path, it will hardly take 1 to 2 years, and you can enter into the space industry very well. And you can establish yourself. So it will just take 2 years of time. And these sort of activities, which I have mentioned in a order, just follow this order, and I'm pretty sure, like, within 2 years, you can find yourself at a better place in the space industry compared to what you were there before.
Yeah, thank you, sir. But, sir, do you think I makeover? I will give you a clue. Smile is the only makeover everyone can wear off. So, sir, I have a question for you. Why students from nowadays are not getting much stuffs and knowledge? What do you think about it? And how can they get knowledge and getting some stuffs about space, not only about space, about technology, about science particularly? What do you think about it? And what are the points they need to improve?
So, see, acquire the knowledge, obviously the resources are there in the internet. You have courses, you have various other ways to do that. But I think what people might lack is the motivation to pursue it, right? For a very long time, because even if uh, suppose today someone wants to learn about how to use IBM Watson, and for AI and other sort of applications of Watson. Now, it might sound exciting to that person, but when they actually start learning about it, they might end up being overwhelmed or stuff like that. So, what I would say is, always, choose a problem which you want to solve. And for solving that problem, whatever you need to learn, you start doing that. That is the way I learn personally, right? I always try to solve something, or even the best way is try to teach something to somebody, right? And even in that way, you will start learning about it. So a lot of time, when we have to teach something to somebody, we kind of refresh ourselves and we kind of go through a lot of materials and all that stuff. So find something which motivates you more, and not in terms of like motivational speakers or some videos, not that, uh, but something which inspires you. It could be science communication. For example, for Shivagami, it was podcast. So similarly, it could be something for you guys. Find that one thing for which you need these knowledge, and I think that will eventually help you upgrade yourself. So it could be either making a product, or it could be participating in a competition or a challenge, or it could be science communication through podcast, Insta reels, or blog writing, and etc. So find your passion which you want to pursue, which will utilize those skills, and I think you will end up finding the way to upgrade yourself.
Hence, guys, noted. Find your passion, and consistency is the key. Follow your heart. This is what he said.
Sivagam, if you don't mind, Shivam, shall we have your cam so that we can see you?
Sure.
Like it will be much better for us, huh? If you don't mind, or if it
Uh,
is okay for you, can do the audio also.
Yeah, I think audio would be fine because my network fluctuates. So the moment I will enable my camera, it will start getting stuck again and again.
Okay, all right.
It's
Just
okay. At
check.
the end, probably you can send us a pic, switch on the video at the end of the meet.
Yeah.
yes, definitely we can take a picture with him. So now, Shiva, my next question is, what do you think about James Webb? Do you think we will be finding the answer for the question which is curiously asked by many people in the world, which is, are we alone in this universe? What do you think about it? And are we definitely alone in this universe?
Yeah, so I really love this whole series. The first Hubble Space Telescope, then James Webb Telescope, and after James Webb Telescope, we have this LUVAR already in plan. So those who don't know about it, uh, NASA is already working on the successor of JWST also. It's named as LUVAR Telescope. I don't know the full form of this acronym, but you can check it out. It has even more bigger mirror compared to JWST, and much bigger in size. So this whole trio which NASA is working on is really superb, and we already know how Hubble has contributed to discovering various celestial objects and all that stuff. So, and now JWST consists of almost like everything, not just like any infrared or UV or something. It has mixture of all of it, and so we can expect definitely it will answer a lot of question with a lot of clarity, because we will have better visual data, better deep space images, which we can further analyze to get the information. So usually these images are taken in a dot fits file. So those who don't know, the images which these telescopes take, so your camera images .jpg or .png, these are basically .fits, dot fits file. So the difference between these images and the normal images is in the dot fits file, each of the picture, each of the pixels, they have their information about the picture itself. So when you can use certain software to so for example,
Shivam, sorry for the interruption. You're not audible.
for example, we use images which we usually get from the pan-star telescopes, and when you hover over it, you'll get all the information regarding its sound to noise ratio, regarding its magnitude, intensity, and etc. So obviously for JWST we have a lot of expectations, so we can just like cross our fingers and sit back and see what sort of things they will reveal, and about being alone in the universe and everything. So astrobiology is a field which deals with that. So those who don't know, mainly people think because astrobiology, because it has bio in the word, they feel it's not for them. But it's the most exciting field, I would say. I'm like not the most, it totally depends, but one of the most exciting fields, because as students in general, whenever we ask ourselves that are we alone in this universe, or do we have somebody or not, uh, or what is the origin of life, how the future of life would look like, these seemingly philosophical questions are dealt scientifically in the field of astrobiology. So do look out for that. And yeah, like right now, I could just say that yes, we can expect JWST will clear a lot of queries which we previously had because of the visual data which we would be getting. So let's see if those data would be available openly. If it is, then we can definitely analyze them and write our own analysis and papers about those stuff.
I definitely agree with your thoughts. It's a crystal clear explanation, Shivam. Shivam, I have a personal question for you. Do you
Hmm.
believe in God? Actually, I believe in the power. What do you believe? Do you believe in God? This is my question.
Yeah, so I would say I'm more of a, what do you say? I do not categorize myself in any of the stuff. Means I'm not saying that I'm a non-believer, and I'm not even saying that I'm a believer or something of that sort of stuff. But I just believe whatever works for me, I believe in that. And you know, I always have this quote that believe in believing, right? So whatever you believe in, it will be right. So it's up to you what you choose to believe in. So if you think that believing in God works for you, go for it. If you think not believing in the God works for you, go for that. So whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Whatever you believe in, if it works for you, embrace that. Like that is what I believe in, right? So that is like about what I feel about believing in everything. So I'm an open-minded person. I like to explore everything. I'm never like just because it is religious, you need to discard that or something like that. I explore it with the same enthusiasm how much I will explore any scientific stuff, because uh, having that curiosity doesn't it did not have any sort of, what do you say, discrimination related to anything, right? So uh, I will do my own analysis, I will do my own study and try to understand what's there behind it. But yes, so you could say I believe in believing. So yeah.
Wow, I was amazed. Believe in believing. It was a good quote, yeah. So, Shivam, I have a next question for you. What's your thought about space education? Why every so called living organism should know about the history of our universe, especially humans? Why?
Could you repeat the question once again?
Definitely. What's your thought about space education? Why every so called organisms, that is living organism, should know about the history of our world? That is the history of our universe, like we'll be knowing about our father and mother and
Hmm.
our generation, right? Like that, why should every human being, especially human being, should know about the history of universe, like big bang theories, about our solar systems?
Okay, so I think these are two questions. Like one is importance of space education, and another is like why should we basically study cosmology
Yeah,
because
you're
it
right.
deals with the origin, right? So see, there are three fundamental benefits of space exploration in general, and space education enables those three fundamental benefits. So let us try to understand what are the three fundamental benefits of space exploration. Uh, the first one is innovation, obviously. So in our pursuit to explore space, the type of technologies which we develop, right, it has a lot of applications on earth also. So even now what we are building in our, like, space robotic solution. So uh, I cannot talk about that, but I could just tell you that though it is for space, it has various applications on earth, and we are first starting our MVP from earth itself, right? Because that is much more on in business perspective, we can start that first and gain certain foundation and then take it to space, right? So innovation is the first thing. Second is your culture and inspiration. It answers the questions are we alone in the universe? What is the origin of our life, or what does the future look like? So that sort of culture and inspiration is something we try to understand our place in this universe, our significance in this cosmos. So it answers such questions. It impacts our culture, and it inspires the younger generation to pursue academia further, especially like space missions, like Apollo missions or Chandrayaan from India. So it inspires people to pursue their higher studies more, go through scientific rigor and all. So culture and inspiration is there. And third is that it gives you a new means to address the global challenges. So what do you mean by new means to address the global challenges is that, so for example, International Space Station is there, right? So when International Space Station was built, it's not just NASA who built that, right? It's a collaboration between NASA, Canada, even Russia participated in it, Japan, and etc. Right? So even countries who might have had cold war between them and stuff like that, or they might have certain sort of issues with each other, when they're collaborating with each other to work on a certain space mission, because space missions are not easy and you need collaborations, you need technology exchange to make it more efficient. It builds trust among the policymakers, it builds trust among the decision makers at the upper helm who are there, the politicians and everybody. And this leads to them working together to solve other global challenges like poverty, hunger, etc., and sustainable development. So it gives us a new means to address such global challenges due to space exploration. So these are some direct and indirect benefits, and that's why we explore space. It improves the technological competence of a nation and contributes to its economic development. And for that very reason, we need space education and research in this field to empower our generation to contribute it to better, and in all directions. Many people, they don't even know what are the various fields of space sciences, let alone pursue it, right? I myself came to know about astrobiology for the very first time when I was in my second year of college, right? So I believe there would be many people like me, right, who might not even heard about such fields. There is something called as forensic astronomy also, so such stuff are there. So that's why it is important. Now, talking about why do we need to know about our origin and etc. Even before the need, due to your own curiosity itself, you would want to know about it, you want to know your place in your universe, right? As we grow older, we become more spiritual and we ask such profound questions. Even the earlier philosophers which we had, who are even the scientists or the mathematicians, even they tried to answer such questions, which were philosophical in nature, that who are we, where did we came from, right? And all that stuff. And now these questions are not just philosophical, currently they are dealt scientifically in this field of astrobiology. So that is one thing, it helps us understand ourselves better, right? And it has other applications also. Obviously, when we understand the formation of universe and everything better, we understand the trajectories of current celestial objects and how things are made. It leads to certain applications also. If we know how things are made, we can in future go to the moon or Mars, and when we are building our habitat there, we would know maybe how to use these materials to build stuff. When we know our origin and from where this gold and everything came from, we know where to do the asteroid mining and all that stuff, right? So uh, and in general also, whenever we study history, I'm talking about like the human history, not this cosmic one. We understand what mistakes have been done before, what incidents took before, and accordingly we can improve our actions, and we learn from the experiences. So similarly, it goes for the space also. The more we understand our past better, the more we will understand ourselves better in both scientific and philosophical terms, and it will help us in you know creating the several applications in future, which will lead us to a certain direction, right? So that is there, because only when we know that, though it hasn't been proved, but only when we know that there was a possibility of extinction of the whole dinosaur race due to strike of an asteroids, now we are working on missions like that, which can deflect asteroids, so that in future if there is an asteroid coming towards earth, we can deflect it, right? So it is leading to such missions. There is a whole NASA planetary defense department, I would say, or office you could say, which has various other activities which is currently going on, US has slowly also established their US Space Force to make sure that in general the space there is a peace in space also, and etc. And in future, I think every country who would be reaching to space, they will be slowly forming a part a force dedicated to space and everything. So there's a lot of interconnection between science, arts, philosophy, and in general the whole human civilization. So yeah, this is it.
Sure. Yes, I will definitely agree with all the word you said. So I can't stop asking you a question. So last three more questions to go, and after that we'll be having question and answer session.
Definitely.
Will it be fine? Yeah, sure. What are the growth opportunities for the entrepreneurs in space industry? What advice would you give to them?
Okay, so when it comes to growth opportunities, I think once you understand the challenges which are there in the space industry. Yeah, so I'm audible now. Yeah, cool. So once you understand the challenges which are there in the space industry, you can actually go on and form your own company, working on it, and help them serve it better, help them with your expertise, right? So talking about the opportunities, I will highlight this part in like what sort of infrastructures and resources are available, and how you can grow as an entrepreneur, and also what challenges you can look out for. So currently, if you're working on a particular space technology and you're starting as a tech startup, there are incubation centers right now in India who are slowly, getting
We are losing your voice, Shivam.
taking this. Am I stuck again? Okay, hello. Yeah. So, as I mentioned that because currently the space industry is growing, the incubation centers right now they are also aware of it, and they are coming up with the facilities which is required for people to grow in, right? So, for example, if you uh, either go to any of the IITs, the top ones, the IIT Delhi, IIT Madras, and IIT Bombay, they have the required facilities to support space company, and not only them, even IST is there, right? The incubation center which they have, it's the only incubation center which is supported directly by Department of Space, right? So those things are there. You have your InSpace and ISPA currently being established, right? So they are there to support you. And then there are some private organizations, for example, Spaceport Sarabhai, founded by this Narayan Prasad and one more Susmita Mohanty, right? So they are also working on that policy part and etc. So you have a good ecosystem right now in India to start with your company, but at the same time you need to have the business acumen also. Just if you go on and build a tech product, and because it's so fascinating to build something technical, but if you don't understand the business part, that won't be a right way to approach it. So make sure you also understand the business side of it. Thinking about business or thinking about money is not wrong as perceived in our Indian society. Whenever someone talks about money or the business perspective, this they'll think, "Arey, this person is business minded. That means this person is bad." Being business minded is not bad, right? You need a business mindset to actually grow your technical product and company. Even if you have a great invention, if you cannot sell it, it's of no use, right? So sadly, you have to face this truth, you have to accept it. So these incubation centers are there which can help you a lot. Other than that, you can even approach such people who are there in this industry from a very long time. You can approach retired astroscientists or senior astroscientists who can guide you with few stuff. You can approach these organizations which I mentioned, like Spaceport Sarabhai, or you can even come to Space Nova. We can connect you with right people who might guide you in building your own company. And these things are there, these facilities are there, right? Apart from that, talking about the challenges which you can target. So for example, because we were talking about space robotics in general, so if you want to know about those challenges, I can highlight that. Otherwise, if you want me to highlight in general what challenges are there. I can even do that. So let me
Shivam,
start with the general challenges,
Shivam,
or
sorry for the interruption. You're talking about space robotics only, right? So,
yeah.
audience from here asked, can you talk about robotics in space sector? So,
Okay.
can you talk about that too?
Yeah, definitely. So
Yeah,
you want me to
continue.
cover the challenges part
Yeah, both.
for the space robotics?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, cool. Then starting with the challenges in space robotics, the first one definitely is the protection from harsh space environment, because our electronics subsystems, it can be easily damaged by space radiations, right? So that is quite important. Then the second is mobility in different terrains. So many people who are there in robotics, they would know there are already robots like limbed robots, there are wheeled robots, there are tumbling bots, then there are eel-shaped robots and etc. for different terrains. So, for example, you have what do you say? Wherever the atmosphere is thick, you will use flying robots. Like, for example, Titan is there, right? In Mars, NASA did send Ingenuity, but Mars atmosphere is not thick; it is very thin. That's why it was very challenging, and it was very appreciable for someone to be able to make something fly in Mars, right? So these mobility systems are there, but they are still being researched. They haven't been tested properly and executed. So these are some of the challenges in the mobility systems which you can look out for. Then mass and power limitation is there. So currently, whatever bots or rovers or subsystems which you're sending to space, they have a lot of mass and power limitations. Sending bigger things to space could be very costly, and plus the power on which it can work is also not very optimum which we might want. So NASA, basically, they're trying to use nuclear power, right? But it has certain implications. So you can try to solve such challenges. So I'm just mentioning the problems. I'm not giving you solutions, because you have to solve those problems, right? So then there is reliability. Many a times when we send our things to space, right? If it stops working, like Hubble telescope was there, right? So it was I think $1 million blunder. It was because we had to send astronauts 5 times to space to actually get it fixed, right? So we really need our systems to be reliable, and for that, testing and qualification is needed. And right now, until and unless we don't send something to space, we cannot really qualify it as a space robot and all that stuff. So because the infrastructure which needs to be which are needed to be test these bots and everything, these are quite big and very expensive. Mostly only the government space agencies have it. So you can work on certain solutions for that, then how to qualify as something as space grade. So those things are there. Then human robotic interaction is there. There are many ethics around it. You cannot treat robots as slaves, right? So you need to make systems and robots in a way where there is a proper cooperation between humans and robots for maximum efficiency. So we can use stuff like haptics and other such technologies to teleoperate robots and etc. But then again, it brings us to the another challenges, that is communication. That if suppose we are trying to teleoperate remotely operate a robot in Mars, it can easily take up to 16 minutes to send and receive the signals, right? So that is there. Then if you think of other challenges, that is AI, swarm intelligence, modular robotics. Now these are actually solutions, but the problem is these solutions are complex, right? We know that using AI we can do this and that, but someone has to write the code and sit behind it, and they need data to train it, right? Until and unless you don't have the data to train it, how will you really make it work? And from where can we get the data, right? There are very less open data available. So that is a challenge, and we need more autonomous and intelligent robots in space, because they cannot communicate with us all the time, and they need to take their decisions themselves. They need to repair themselves if any small bugs or issues are there, so rebooting themselves or fixing small circuitry issues, they should be able to perform it themselves. So that is a challenge which we look forward to. Uh, we should look forward to solve. Uh, and then at the end, I can mention about in situ manufacturing and services. So, for example, if we are trying to set our habitats in Moon or Mars, we cannot always bring resources from Earth, right? We need to become capable enough to come up with a method where we can use the soil of that given celestial object and the regoliths to make our habitats there itself, right? So for that also we need robots. So these are some of the problems which you guys can look out for.
Thank you for the crystal clear answer with an example. I definitely, and I'm cleared with your answer. So now my next question is, what are the products and services you're building for the customer?
Okay, so I can talk only about the educational services right now. So, in the part of the education, right, so we have four training programs. Each of the training programs are month long, right? And the first one is the astrobiology training program. Then there is Python with space applications. And then there is space robotics training program, which will be launching for the very first time on March 6th. So if you guys want to sign up for it, do stay tuned to our social media platforms. We'll be launching it very soon, most probably in 2 to 3 days itself, and you guys can check it out. And this training program will be taken by various experts from other places also, like Dr. Sher Chandra would be there. Then there are certain other professors like Dr. Kentra Uno and all them. They will also come, right? So do look out for that. Then there would be AI with space applications. So these are the four training programs which we have, where we not only teach people with the given knowledge, we also give them problem statements and things to solve, so that learn and create part is there. Apart from them, in the graduation day, which is the last day of the training program, in the very from the start of the month, we encourage them to write a 200 words abstract, right, to select a problem statement. So we teach them how to write these abstracts and research papers as a bonus session. So when they do that, if we help them refine it, we provide them with mentors, and then the people who are ready with their abstracts, we ask them to submit it to those international conferences which I mentioned earlier, like the IAC, right? And usually we have a good strike rate that whatever the abstract we submit, they get selected. And once they are selected, they will have the opportunity to go and present their papers there. They can write the papers with us. So you see, the training program is of just 1 month, but even after the training program is over, because they wrote that abstract and they submitted to us, all of the students, they are connected to us even after the training program, and we support them to a level where they're independent. They no longer need us. So that is what the aim of all our training program is. We make sure that they start from the very scratch and they attend a level where they can choose their own path. So these are the four training programs which you guys can look out for.
Shivam? Yeah. I've looked into your strike rate, Shivam. It was really great. So, what do you think about failures and what do you learn so far?
Okay, so I
What do you
think if someone really wants to be an entrepreneur, you really need to be okay with failures, because you will be facing failures on a daily basis. Sometimes you will be successful. Sometimes you think you might become successful. You are, coming. There is an opportunity which is coming in your path, but it might get lost in the end, right? So especially if you are young, do not think about what others think about you, because that could be very overwhelming. So understand the part about being young. No one expects you to be very great, and you can be an underdog at that time, right? So just keep working on your ideas, and be attached to the problem, right? Do not be attached to the solution which you have created, because with time, your solution, your product, your service will change for the person who is using it.
Shivam, you're not audible. Are you there, Shivam?
I would say that failures are normal. These are just stepping stones, where you're better compared to the previous one because you have learned something, you have a certain experience and the network which you have developed. So, for example, suppose if today I stop Space Nova and I'm no more doing Space Nova, even though it might be a failure, but I have already made, so many friends. I have networked with so many people. So they can then help me further with whatever next I might start, right? So you will always end up in a better position. The only time you will actually lose is the day you will yourself quit, right? So be okay with failures, be okay with what other people are thinking. Do not worry about girlfriends, boyfriends, and what they think, right? And yeah, all that stuff. Just like be okay with whatever is happening with you. And that's why there is one important thing which I tell to most of the people is, do not be attached to either appreciation or criticism, right? You shouldn't become happy because someone appreciated you, and at the same time you shouldn't become sad because someone criticized you. Be like yourself, love yourself. Do not depend upon someone else for your own happiness, even if it is your girlfriend, boyfriend, or wife, right? Or husband, right? So do not depend upon someone else for your own happiness, and that's the best gift you can give to your partner also, right? So that you're not dependent upon them.
Well said, Shivam. Love never hurts, but attachment do. So
Yeah,
now it's time for the question and answer sessions. Shall we go on?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So Abhinav asked, I'm surprised that UGC doesn't allow that. Are you trying to make it a formal course?
Yes, Abhinav, we are trying our best to introduce astrobiology as a proper degree in India. But I think because of other edtech companies like Baiju and all that, the image which the UGC have about the education companies or collaboration with education companies is not good, I think. And because of that reason, UGC, it is just a recent event. They have recently just declared this, that they won't allow a degree which has been outsourced by an institution to a certain other private based company, right? So they do not support it, and there might be some legal action to that and something like that. But we can still have better ways to introduce that. So what we are thinking is, we will instead of providing faculties or experts from our side, we will train the existing people in this, the existing faculties, if they're ready in this field, and then we can introduce the minor or the elective courses. So that thing can be done, or otherwise we can definitely establish clubs. So as I told you, we are already coming up with an astrobiology club in Shulin University, and slowly we'll be expanding to other universities also. So if your university is interested in, we can definitely establish a club, and through club we can impart the same knowledge. But we are trying our best to actually also come up with a degree, because the students needs to have something to show that, yes, I do have a not just a certification but also a degree in that particular stuff, because it will help you in your career. Because sadly, career does wants and judge you on the basis of your degrees also. So we are trying to introduce it in that manner too.
Thank you, Shivam. The next question is Dinesh was asked, can you talk about robotics in space sector?
Yeah, so which aspect, like I did talk about it, but like what exactly you want to know about robotics and space sector?
Dinesh, are you there? Uh, I think he is not there. Okay. Shall I skip this question?
I think he is there. So Dinesh, you can enable your mic
Dinesh?
and
No,
I think he
we
might
didn't
be.
get any answers.
Till then we can
Dinesh?
ask. Till then we
Yeah,
can answer other questions, and then we'll come back.
definitely. So
Yeah.
now,
Hello.
yeah, Dinesh, go ahead.
Uh, no, the general space robotics, like how they work, and what are the advancements?
Um, See, like if you ask me a specific question, then I can answer better because space robotics is very vast. Like so, when you mention this word space robotics, I don't know what exactly you might be just visualizing a rover, but I visualize a lot of other stuff, right? So, uh, I mentioned about the challenges already. If you talk about the advancements, so maybe I will give you the insights over the how the private sector is growing. So currently in India, mostly the fundamental space robotics, they're being carried out by government space agencies itself. But we believe in coming 5 years there would be easily 3 to 5 companies in which we can find in the space robotics sector also. And if they get funded well, then they will be in the limelight also very soon. And you would be already knowing about this Google Lunar X Prize, which was held many years back, right? So one company from our country itself, team in this, they participated in it, right? So you can call them as the first space robotics company of India if you want. I don't know what they're doing currently; it's unclear. But they were working on the rovers for the moon. So though the challenge, there was no winner selected in the challenge, and the challenge was dissolved, but it led to growth of many space robotics company worldwide, and they went on to serve their space agencies in their countries. About team in this who's like from our country, I don't know what they're currently doing right now, maybe funding issues or something, but yes, they were the first companies in India to, you could say, who was working in the direction of space robotics. And we can expect to see more proper companies coming in this 5 years span of time, especially when this Gaganyaan mission, would be in verge of being successful, because more humans are going to space automatically. The robotics and everything else will also be needed. The robotic arms, or when ISRO will try to establish its own space station, then again we will need a lot of robotic features in it. So those things will soon start coming up. So just
Yeah.
like currently we have this, many launch vehicle and satellite companies coming up right now, right? So similarly, in coming 5 to 10 years, you can see these space robotic companies coming up, and things related to that. So it's just about the timing. Some will start before, some will start after 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, you know what? I'm also working on the research on reusable launch vehicles,
Awesome.
surprisingly. So, can I go to the next question?
Yes,
Pravin
yes.
asked, when are we going to land rovers like the ones sent by NASA?
Okay, when are we going to land rovers like the one sent by NASA?
I
So
think it's Mars.
NASA has sent a lot of rovers, right? So I guess you're talking about the maybe the Perseverance or Ingenuity, which were like very famous. So currently, ISRO, we are coming up with Chandrayaan 3, right? So we are trying to send a rover again to the moon. We were I won't say we were successful. We weren't successful in the rover part, but we were successful in our orbiter aspect of Chandrayaan 2 mission. And because Chandrayaan 2 couldn't be completed in the rover aspect, then because of that, Chandrayaan 3 is there right now. So we can hope if Chandrayaan 3 is successful, then that would be the beginning of ISRO to send such rovers to moon and then Mars and other such celestial objects. But yeah, Chandrayaan 3 is something you should look up to.
Yeah, thank you. It's my personal question, which is the last question. So, what do you think about artificial sun by China? Do you have
Artificial
any?
sun. Okay, I did
Yeah.
hear about it. Like, I'm not much well versed with what they're trying to do with that, but I don't know much about that. Like, so I don't think I can comment on it. But yeah, it's intriguing. Like, I will search about that, like what exactly their objective is. But I, did hear about it here and there in somewhere in Discovery or National Geographic channels about what they're trying to do. But I really don't know the purpose of trying to create an artificial sun or something like that. Maybe just for energy sources, better energy sources or something. I don't know.
You know what? The constructions and the process were literally amazing. I think you should definitely go through it.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I'll check you.
thank you. So we are at the end of the session now. I would like to give a thank note. Gratitude is the fairest blossom which springs from the soul and the heart. Thank you so much, Mr. K. Shivam, for spending your valuable time in guiding, motivating, and encouraging. This is Shiva signing off from Space Talk, Season 2, Episode 1. We'll catch you in the next episode. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I think it's a moment for a
Thank
photograph.
you, Shivam. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Shivam, we wanted to have you your video.
Sure, I'll enable the camera. Just give me a second.
Yeah, sure.
Some people might get scared. Like, here, guys.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much.
Everyone
Now
can
we
turn
can
on your
see.
video cam,
Shivam,
please.
for being here and sharing your experience. So you
Yeah,
are very,
thank you.
quite very
Thank
wise.
you.
Best of luck to your
Hi.
journey.
So, Selva Surya, Abhinav, Praveen, you can also turn on your camera, right?
And you guys can
Vinay.
introduce yourself also. Like, I don't know you.
Sir, I am Shivagambige Ravi. I'm a final year student. I'm from Chennai, pursuing electronics and communication in the Bachelor of Engineering.
Awesome.
Praveen, you can introduce, right? Sir, you can also, Sudhmar sir.
Yeah, I'm Kumar. I'm actually a physician. I got in just because I happen to know Mr. Praveen. So it
Wow,
was a chance finding. Nice to see you guys.
thank you.
Yeah, I feel young with you.
You
Thank
do.
you,
You are
Shivam.
young.
Yeah, thank you, Shivam, for coming here and sharing your experience. And you are very young, and but to be honest, you are wise, and we are really like you are great journey. Best of luck to your endeavor. Make many innovations so that we will look up to you. You know, yeah. And yes,
Thanks a lot.
What
We'll
about
meet you more
Dinesh and
often,
Abhinav?
Shivam. Thank you.
Yeah, taken a picture, huh?
Yes, I think I'll just take a screenshot. Yeah, done. I'll post it to
Yeah.
the group.
Okay. You didn't said smile, right?
Well, you can smile still.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you're always
Yeah,
smiling. Yeah,
cheese.
got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, sure.
Thank you all, guys. Yeah.
Thank you so much, all. Yeah,
thank you,
I'm
guys.
Yeah.
I'm
Thank you
very
so much
grateful to everyone here.
Yeah.
Same here,
Bye.
likewise. Thanks a lot for having me.
for coming.
So, shall we leave now?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot.
thank
Thank you,
you.
sir. Take care.
Bye.
Bye
Yeah.
bye.